if Estrada scores.
Junior hit it hard. Oh, it's going to get over Watson's head. That'll clear the bases. Junior might have 3 bags. Memphis. Could be 2. 1, 2, 3. A double play. Another double play for the Redbirds.
That's the goal of many and most hitters, and it should be.
Scott Siebel hits one down the left field line. That's going to send Gall to third. Let's see if Triner sends him home, and now he is. The relay by Gonzalez to the plate is in time. Chris Duncan got into this one. How about a third home run on a bluff-bound baseball? Chris Duncan has made it 6-2.
Oh, the shoulder one gone. Well, again, we're going to the dugout. David Kelly's got a man with a Cy Young Award somewhere back at home. Chris Carpenter joins us.
Thanks, Steve. The Cardinals are going to try to win a second consecutive championship with only one starter coming back from last year's full-time rotation, Chris Carpenter. But, Chris, the way you guys pitched this spring, it's looking pretty good going into 07.
Yeah, everybody did a nice job. You know, they worked hard in the winter, came in and competed hard and got themselves ready each time and took it seriously. And, you know, I'm excited about who we have. I'm excited about the stuff that the guys have. And like I said, they work hard. They like to compete, and they're going to take the ball every 5th day and go out and give us a shot.
How does your role change? Because you've got a couple of young guys in Reyes and Wainwright, and Looper, who's coming out of the bullpen, has never started before. How does that change the way that you have to approach the other 4?
You know, I've said many a times it's a group. We got 5 guys that are going to learn and listen from all 5 of us. You know, these guys know how to pitch in this league. These guys have been around a little bit, and they all have the stuff to pitch here. So it takes a group effort to learn and you know, listen. And it's going to be a fun year. Like I said, we got some exciting guys and some guys with some exciting stuff. So I'm looking forward to a nice year.
He's a former Cy Young Award winner, Chris Carpenter, the lone returning starter in the Cardinals rotation. Welcome back to AutoZone Park here. Redbirds on top by a score of 2-1 as we go to the 4th. I'm David Kelly along with Charlie Lea. And Charlie, early in this game, both teams failing to take advantage of bases loaded opportunities. And then John Nelson's been struggling at the plate, but he gets a big jack to put the Redbirds on top.
Well, certainly he did. Hit a hanging slider well onto the bluff. Danny Schaefer's going to look for John Nelson to show some leadership. He was here all year last year. He looks for him to step up and give us some of those swings.
Brad Voiles had a great start in New Orleans, and he is starting to put it together here again after that shaky first inning. Here's Chris Duncan to lead things off. Chris Duncan 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Struck out and flied to right his last time up. Sean Camp goes 5 innings, allowed 3 runs, all earned on the 2 home runs. One by Rodriguez, one by Mahoney. Justin Gamal runs around that ground ball, bobbles it, drops it, and Duncan is safe at first on the air.
Well, just a basic play. He surrounded it like he should, created his angle towards first base, and just couldn't make the transfer glove to hand. And there you see it, everything's in order. Just can't quite get the handle on it as he tries to make that transfer. Knows he needs to shut it down and start over.
John Gall will have an opportunity. Takes a strike at the knees. Johnny flying out to center field his last time up. He has also reached on an error, so officially 0 for 2 in the ballgame. One ball, one strike, the count. Ran a fastball in on him. No action right now in the Redbirds bullpen, so Nussbeck will pitch the 7th inning.
Well, with a 2-run lead and an opportunity to do some damage here, they're going to treat Nussbeck's appearance tonight like a start. If he can follow up the 3 innings of rest and throw a good 5 or 6, they'd certainly let him. The only time they'll go get him is a save situation, and you know Danny will be reluctant to do that tonight if he's still strong and throwing well at the end.
Ball gets away from Phillips, and wisely Duncan goes down to second base.
Now Wilkerson right over the top, just throwing some balls down in the bottom of the zone. That's his 4th wild pitch on the year. Big motion from Wes Wilkerson, a lot of knees, a lot of legs, straight over the top. Sometimes you throw like that, and the more body movement you have, the harder it is to corral.
Golf fought that one off to stay alive at 3-2. Told you earlier, Time Warner Tuesday tomorrow to be Danny Tamayo for the Omaha Royals against the lefty Bill Pulsifer.
Be a good day to come to the ballpark. Every day is a good day, but an opportunity to see Bill pitch. He adds a little extra when he throws. Fun to watch.
That should hold up for Guile. And there's 1 man out.
And some questionable base running right there on the part of Chris Duncan. Nobody out, second base, looking for any way you can to get to third. He didn't read that, thought it might be in the gap or over the head of the right fielder, Aaron Guile. It's not, right at him. Instead of tagging up right there and going to third and being there with 1 out, you end up on second base with 1 out.
And that could be a big difference in the ball game when you really come down and think about it.
Well, you put yourself in position to tag right there, and if the ball is in the gap or over the head of the right fielder, you can still possibly score. But if he catches it and you haven't tagged, then you cannot advance. So it turns what should have been a productive at-bat by the hitter into an at-bat that with no production, John Gall.
John Nelson just hit a rocket shot, and that ball is gone.
Well, John Nelson just says, hey, let me take care of that for you, Chris. No big deal.
How about John Nelson? After hitting 9 solo home runs this season, has now hit a 3-run shot and 2 2-run shots in the last 9 ball games.
Well, and again, first pitch swinging right here. We've seen the Redbirds begin to do that. He gets a pitch, he's aggressive, hits it out on the bluff. 2 runs scored, couple of RBIs for John. Chris Duncan scores ahead of him. Yeah, you're right, David. 9 solos. Wondered when that first one would come, but since that time, hitting very relaxed with men on base, become a run producer.
And I was sitting at the cage watching John hit, and we talked about this before, Charlie, about, you know, guys where you're around the cage and you hear that special crack of the bat that makes you kind of look up to see who's in the batter's box at that particular time. And a lot of times you'll hear that when Chris Duncan is in the box. And to be honest with you, last week, it's been John Nelson that's had that sweet smack of the wood while he's taking BP.
Well, a big, strong guy playing shortstop, not drafted as a shortstop, played outfield in college. So big and strong, a guy that can hit the ball a long way.
12th home run of the year, RBIs number 36 and 37. And Bo Hartle should have an extra base hit. He's got 2. Guile in the corner, and Bo will hold on with a double.
Bo Hart slapping it to the opposite field. He's thinking triple right there with 1 out. He'd love to end up on third base. He made Danny Schaefer stop him. Breaking ball away, he does what you're supposed to do, slap it the other way. Finds a perfect spot for it. You see him rounding first base. He's thinking third base, would love to be in position to score on a ground ball sac fly. Instead, Danny tells him to stop at second base.
Mike Mahoney has a home run and a walk in the ball game. His 5th solo shot in the 3rd. Tied the ball game at the time at 1-1. Mahoney batting .298 over the last 16 games. And John Nelson with those 2 RBIs tonight now has 13 in the last 10 ball games. There goes Bo Hart. And it's a base hit to left. That'll score Bo. And the Redbirds have upped their lead now to 6-1.
Another second hit on the night for Mahoney, and here we'll see it. Bo Hart in motion. Wilkerson not paying him enough attention at second base. Bo runs. Mahoney puts the ball on the ground in the 6th spot, shoots it through the infield. We get a run to show for it. Danny Schaefer playing aggressive baseball tonight, getting his guys going in front of this big home crowd.
Well, it's more the same for Wes Wilkerson against the Redbirds.
Well, he just fell asleep there. Bo Hart on second base with 1 out. You know he'd love to be on third base. As a pitcher, you have to make him stop his feet, make him get set up at second base. He didn't do that, didn't show him enough respect, and Bo Hart decided to take the bag.
Skip Schumacher. Oh for 3, 2 ground outs and a strikeout today. Fouls it back. Missed inside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Final on your Southern Dodge dealer scoreboard. Good start to the road trip for the Cardinals as they beat Arizona tonight 10-3 at the Bank One ballpark, Phoenix, Arizona. Inside the third baseline, a base hit. It'll just be a single as quickly over to get it, Corey Aldridge.
Now the quick feet, strong arm of Corey Aldridge keep Mahoney from advancing to third base. That's what he's thinking right there. You see as he rounds second base. He's going to third. He realizes at the last second, not such a good idea. Nice piece of hitting by Skip right there. Fastball elevated. Didn't try to do too much. Just slapped it where it was pitched, up and away. Ends up with a single.
Raul Gonzalez 1 for 3 as we'll get a visit from Mark Brewer, the pitching coach for the Omaha Royals, and they'll get some action going in that bullpen again. Mark Brewer just...
Well, Mark Brewer giving a little bit more than friendly advice right now. He's telling them you have got to keep the ball down in the bottom of the zone to get some ground balls. Right now everything's elevated and they're putting good swings on fastballs. Not a happy camper right there, pitching coach.
I don't think so. Raul Singleton scored in front of the Rodriguez home run in the 3rd. Takes outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes.